Hello, everyone. So this is Jose Moran, Councilmember Moran, Mr. Moran. This is video number 4. Continuing. So in the last video, I talked about the council meeting on August the 18th, and where I talked about what Sergeant Wapinder Kang did and how he showcase or basically lied about a house deed, which apparently it was where he said it was his house and it was his brother's house, and he submitted a claim to the city to try and defraud the city of Livingston to have the city fix his driveway. In addition, he proceeded to, at the end of the meeting, he proceeded to offer money to the then city attorney Jose Sanchez to become his personal attorney. And so now I want to jump to January the 14th, Thursday, January the 14th, when I had my first official in-person, I guess, meeting with the then city attorney Jose Sanchez from the firm Myers Nave. And this meeting took place at the council chambers. I believe it was at 3 o'clock or 3:30. I had to look on my notes and my files exactly what time, but it was around 3 o'clock, 3:15 or 3:30 on Thursday, January 14th. And this meeting was only a meeting between myself and city attorney Jose Sanchez. And part of the meeting was to kind of get up to date on some of the current things going on in the city and some of the things that he was currently working on, and just some I had to read like this real thick information that he has sent me as kind of like, oh, this are the responsibilities about council members, and kind of read it, and then if I have some questions, I kind of ask him and to get it cleared out, and so I read it, and but among some of the questions that I had, to kind of get cleared out about what are my responsibilities and stuff like that as a new council member, as a new elected council member, I also had some other questions, and then I asked them. It's like, I asked the city, well, I told them, it's like, well, I have something that I want to share with you, and I'm not sure if it's something that I could share with you, but now as an elected official, I feel the responsibility, like I need to tell you, and then you can tell me if it's something that is important or irrelevant or not important at all or whatever. You are the city attorney, so now I'm the council member, and now I have a responsibility. And it's like, okay, sure, go ahead. And so some of the things that I share was my concern of, or the information or what happened in June, after that council meeting where Officer Sergeant Wapinder Kang and his brother Gagandip Kang, council member Gagandip Kang, offered me to become part of their team and run for city clerk, and how they offered me to not worry about anything, and they would make sure that I was elected, and they had 1,200 votes, and how they did it. They collected those votes from the people, from the residents, from the voters. They would take it to their home and lay it out on the counter, on the kitchen counter, and in this case, filled out my name, kind of voting for Jose Moran as city clerk, and so on. And also I shared the information, what I had, that how Sergeant Wapinder Kang has shared information about an open police case, and I also shared my concern about August the 18th, what had transpired on August the 18th, and how Wapinder Kang had shared what seemed like, or what he presented as the house deed under his name, which if it was not, or it was illegal, or it was counterfeit, because that house or that deed was never under his name, and it was under his brother's, Wapinder Kang. And how afterwards, at the end of the meeting, how Wapinder Kang approached the city attorney and offered him money to become his private attorney, and how he said that's like, no, that I cannot do that because I am the city attorney, and how, and so Jose Sanchez, the then city attorney, made his legal recommendation, and he suggested that one of the things that he could suggest was that I could share that concern with Mr. Chris Soria, the past chief Chris Soria, because it had to do with more than anything, him being an officer. And so, but what happened then, just a couple weeks later, for whatever reasons, Mr. Sanchez could no longer participate or continue participating as the city of Livingston's city attorney. So, and that's when Trevor Taniguchi, another attorney from the same firm, from Myers Nave, was approved by council to continue representing or being the city attorney. And so later, I mean, right now I don't have the date here with me right now, but I have it in my notes. When I met with Trevor Taniguchi, the new city attorney, and in that meeting, and just in getting to know him and him getting to know me and stuff like that, same thing that I did with all of the department heads, just getting to know a little bit about them and what they do in the departments and stuff like that. I shared those same concerns with Trevor Taniguchi, and then later the city attorney, Trevor Taniguchi. He made his recommendation that I would, that these were concerns that I needed, that I could consider, that it was up to me. He said, it's up to me. It's up to you, Councilmember Moran. What you want to do, one of the things that I suggest is that you share those concerns with Chief of Police Chris Soria. And it's it looks to me like it's a personnel issue, because he is an employee of the city, and Chris Soria is his immediate supervisor. And so later on, I share that concern via email, and obviously I do have a copy of that email, because there's proof where I share that concern, just that information or that concern with the then or currently or now recently retired Chief of Police Chris Soria. In that email, I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask, I didn't say, oh, you got to do this or investigate this, or no. I just said, on a recommendation from the city attorney, I am just sharing those concerns, and that's all, and that's it. The only thing I can say is that Chief Soria never replied to my email, not confirming that he received it, not confirming that anything, which I was not expecting anything, any reply at all, or to ask me what to do or whatever, because I knew it was a based on the recommendation from the city attorney, was that this now became a personnel matter, and what seemed to be like an out of line thing that was done by Sergeant Kang. And he also recommended that I would share my concern about how Sergeant Kang had released or shared information about an open police case with me as well. So all of that was shared with Chris Soria, the then Chief of Police, Chris Soria, and that's the last and other than that, I don't know what happened. I don't know anything. I don't know if Chris asked Wapinder Kang, Officer Kang, about it or not, or I don't know. Up to today, August 21st, I don't know. And that's it. And then I also share my concerns about the harvesting of votes. And a separate recommendation was made by Trevor Taniguchi, the previous city attorney, and that's it.